All right, welcome to Chamber Chat. I'm your host, Jeff Griffin. You're joining us on PeoriaLife.com. Today we have Gary Wolf, owner of Experimac. Am I saying that properly?
Properly. Awesome.
Properly, Experimac. Yeah. Right? Make sure, the key to a successful show is making sure you're pronouncing the business owner's name properly. So this is an exciting story. Chamber of Commerce presidents love to hear and help repeat. Gary's been in business 8 weeks. I think I have that right?
Yep.
Okay. So, Gary, tell us a little bit about Experimac and how you've survived 8 weeks doing it.
Well, I started off, I worked for Mitsubishi for 26 years and ended up unemployed after they pulled out of the area. So we decided we needed to go to work and wasn't finding anything on the job front. So
Okay.
we decided to start our own business. And so for 8 weeks, we've been hitting the pavement, trying to get the word out that Experimac's here. We buy, sell, trade, and repair Apple products. So,
when you say we, who is the we in your venture?
Well, being 52 years old, I am not the greatest when it comes to technology, but I've hired people that know what they're doing when it comes to repairing the Apple products.
Gotcha.
So,
All right, so this is unfortunately a story that's been all too common around the area, in this case Mitsubishi, but this is where the entrepreneurial spirit, kind of making some lemonade out of lemons and going for it, and not so really admire, because that's an emotional situation. Obviously, how many years do you say you're with Mitsubishi?
27 years.
27 years. So to pick up and start something new is probably exciting and scary at the same time. I'm glad you found the Chamber of Commerce, and we found you. I want to help you be as successful as possible. So, where are your services, and how do people employ your services?
We're at 5011 West American Prairie Drive, out by the Grand Prairie Mall.
Okay.
It's a growing area out there.
Sure.
The neighborhood is great. We have a kind of a business network out there that we all try and help each other. I'm about 5 doors down from Buffalo Wild Wings, so we love the area out there. The neighborhood is great. We just all try to help each other.
No, we've got a lot of businesses out there that are chamber members, and if they're not, they're future chamber members, because like you know and like others know out there, the network we have, whether you're selling Wild Wings or fixing computers, business owners need fellow business owners to bounce ideas off of and to support one another.
Very much so. And when it's hard to find good employees, so if I'm running an ad and I run across multiple good employees, I can hand them off to others in the neighborhood out there that have the same needs that I do.
Right. So other than the situation presenting itself, how did you lock in with Experimac, and just tell people about the Experimac brand?
Okay,
So
the Experimac brand, it's a franchise that started in 2014. The guy had started it before 2014 out of his garage, got moved out of the garage because he was in a homeowners association, and too many people knocking on the wrong doors.
Yeah.
So he moved to a storefront. He went to church with a guy that did franchising, and the guy talked him into franchising it, and they put their first store up in 2014. My store is around the 50th store that they've put up. They've got 100 sold. They are worldwide. They just sold a store in South Africa.
Okay. So what does that mean for, 2014 to now, just over 2 years, 50 stores and international, what does that support system look like for you as a franchise owner?
Since we buy, sell, and trade, the trade is where I really want to be. I would like you to come in and, bring your used Apple in and trade it for something better that I have on the showroom. That the model is set up as a car dealership. The guy that started it was a car dealer. So the model is very much based on that. And so that's where everything needs to be, is the trading stuff. If I cannot get enough product out of the area, I do have support systems that, say a school would come up and want 100 iPads or something. Mm-hmm. I can give them a call and they can come up with 100 iPads tomorrow.
Okay, so customers can use you in similar fashion to how they might use, I don't want to mention other stores because we're talking about you, but if someone has shoot, I don't know how many Apple devices I have in my house. I have a little girl's got a birthday this week, and she's talking about adding another one to the house. But if I want to upgrade one of those, whatever my service is, I can come to you to trade that in and to upgrade my product.
Correct. Yep.
All right. So you have new and used equipment?
We don't have any new equipment. Everything is used. So,
Okay.
like the Apple iPhone's coming out, the iPhone 7 is coming out right now. I'm looking to purchase some of those 6S Pluses and 6s that are out there.
Okay.
It's hard to get those right now because people have the best product in their hand. But as soon as the next best product comes out, they don't have a use for that. So I'm hoping that I can purchase some of those and move them on to people that couldn't afford them or didn't want to spend that much money.
Or they still holding on to the 5 or the 4 or whatever and skipped the upgrade, and now they're ready to move up. Okay. All right. Well, how do you, it seems to me, and I'm sorry to stumble on, I'm kind of dunce in this area. I know how my products work and so forth for the most part, and I know I use them a lot. How do you get the word out for folks? They aren't just going to what they normally do and get to Experimac.
That's the biggest challenge I have right now is getting people to understand and know the Experimac brand. There's been mailers going out to the zip codes directly around my area. I've been hitting chamber events as much as possible.
Yep.
I've been visiting BNI groups. I have signs to put out, the yard signs and stuff. I'm hoping I don't have to use those. I feel they look a little tacky, but if I have to resort to that, I'll resort to that. But
Yeah.
Just any place I can meet, to meet people and let them know what we're doing. That's what I'm kind of doing.
So I heard, I was listening to the news yesterday on a long drive, a crazy statistic that we touch whether it's iPhone, we use iPhone as an example, we touch our iPhone over 2,000 times a day.
I imagine that is so.
What the radio, they're talking about every swipe and every push and everything. And what they were talking about is there's nothing in the history of humankind that we've been more dependent on, maybe. And what it was actually a sports show, and the ESPN fantasy football app crashed Sunday, an opening Sunday. And I know my 15-year-old was going berserk over it, and it being 9/11, that was the least of my worries. It's not that big of a tragedy that an app went down, but the response from people was,
and the impact, yeah,
exactly. So it would seem with your product, and you guys are building a kind of a culture or a fan base, a customer base that take time to build up. But the way these products roll out, once you get rolling, you should get rolling.
Yep, the future looks great.
Okay.
It's just today is what we got to survive and then move on. We're growing it very rapidly, so I'm seeing some great upticks in response and stuff. But we just need to get the word out.
You got it. All right, folks, to reset, Jeff Griffin, you're president of Chamber of Commerce here in Peoria. You're on ChamberChat at PeoriaLife.com. Gary Wolf has opened Experimac. Give us the address again, Gary.
5011 West American Prairie Drive.
So you're out there, you're by near Buffalo Wild Wings, Grand Prairie area.
Yep.
When you're out and about, stop in there. A great franchise has been up for just a couple years and already has over 50 stores where you can buy, sell, and trade Apple products. And you do repairs as well, right?
Exactly.
All right. So most admirable that Gary was in a position with losing his job after 27 years and is kind of reinventing himself. And I know it takes a lot of courage and a lot of support and a lot of energy. So we wish you the best of luck in that. And the chamber and the shoppers need to be there to support you.
Thank you.
Got it. How many employees do you presently have, Gary?
We have 3 employees presently.
Okay. And what the model, are there other Experimacs in Illinois?
There's one other one in Illinois that is up and running. That's Shiloh, Illinois, which is south down by St. Louis.
Okay.
Davenport, Iowa is probably the closest one to us. I know that they've sold a few up in Chicago now, but this will be the Central Illinois presence for some time, I feel.
You got it. Well, the market, I would feel with the turnover of the product and so forth, and new things coming out. hopefully getting that sweet spot and get things churning along. So, what would be, other than getting the customer base built up and starting a new business and going into a franchise, what did you find as your biggest challenge or advice you give to someone traveling that route? That
Biggest challenge is just meeting the right people, joining up with the chamber. There's so many ropes when you start a new business.
Yeah.
And you can't be an expert at all of them. You have to lean on people around you to help you get this up and going. And that's probably the biggest challenge, is just trying to know enough about everything, that you actually get the job up and running.
Right. And that's the thing we try to tell folks, because, we're guys, right? And guys have a hard time asking for help. Well, I know I do.
For sure.
And we have over 60,000 employees represented in the Chamber of Commerce. And, the business after hours and those things aren't just a time to have a glass of wine or a beer and some food, or a time to meet people and seeing those relationships grow. People, I know people still like to do business with people they know and they trust.
Yes, they do.
And if someone's coming into your store in Grand Prairie, you're going to be there next week, the week after, to stand up. If they're out shopping out of town at some big box store or whatever, that may not exist for them.
Yep.
So the fact that you're bringing that service to Peoria and the surrounding area is very admirable, and we wish you the best. So Gary, we're wrapping things up here, PeoriaLife.com, Chamber Chat. Any last minute words of wisdom or encouragement you'd like to give the potential shoppers?
Potential shoppers, stop in. Just check us out. The store is very, very beautiful. People are impressed when they walk in. It looks very much like an Apple store, though we are not an Apple store. But we're going to be your Apple experts here in Central Illinois.
You got it.
I definitely got to thank the Chamber. It's been amazing, the resources that they have available. More people need to check them out.
Well, thank you for that.
It's tough, like you say. It is tough to ask for help. But it's not that way with the Chamber. They're here to help you. And they don't make you feel like you owe them anything. They're just here to make you successful.
I appreciate you saying that. The reason we have such success is because of the people, and without the businesses, we don't have a Chamber of Commerce. And like we said before, unfortunately, Illinois is going through some tough times, and I'm sorry the tough time you're going through. But once again, admire you picking yourself up and living the American dream and starting something new.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do.
That's it. It's the true entrepreneurial spirit, and that's what we're all about, folks. Thank you for joining Gary and I. Get out to Experimac at Grand Prairie, close to Buffalo Wild Wings. Take your Apple products in there, learn something, and pick out your next upgrade. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.